Sorry about not having a review up last week, everybody. Because of all the events that transpired and went down, I wasn't able to put up a review because I didn't have the time. So I'm glad to be back to be able to do a review on this series, so let's talk about it. This week's episode was freaking funny. Out of all the episodes I have seen from this series, this is by far, I think, my favorite because of everything that went fucking down. Because I couldn't help from laughing when I saw that entire scene of how the student council president's entire determination to break up the survival games club backfired against her, and in turn caused it to look like she was in a Yuri couple with Mio, the freaking president of the survival game club. So that was really freaking funny. I enjoyed this episode a lot because of that, and I'm glad, you know, we got to see some form of comedy like that. Now, I know for a fact after this episode, there's going to be a lot of Yuri shippers, especially with Mio and the student council president now, because of that specific scene, and the way she acted tsundere just was so freaking funny and enjoyable. I feel like the comedy in this episode was a lot stronger than previous episodes just because I guess it was to my liking. Comedy is subjective, but I mean, this was my type of comedy, especially at the ending segment. Oh my god, that was just so freaking good. The Mafia segment was by far probably one of the best scenes just because the way it was reenacted by the entire survival game club. And then you have our main female character commits suicide by falling backwards in a chair and breaking her skull open, which was just so left field. I'm like, what? It was such a funny episode. It was so good. The way they managed to do the atmosphere with that music, and the way they had the awesome characters, the way they come together and the personalities really mixed. And that's one thing I've yet to talk about, the characters. The characters' personalities are something I truly enjoy in this series. It really helps this series, honestly, because I think what really holds this series up is not necessarily the comedy. I think it's necessarily the characters. The characters are what really support this series and keeps it on its two legs. And in certain instances, that's a good thing because, I mean, it really helps the overall episodes, because if some episodes are not funny, at the very least, the characters are good for you can enjoy the episode like that. And so I think, personally, everybody has a character they can possibly like in this series, depending on what type of characters you like. So I feel like the episode was an enjoyable episode. There was so much comedy, and there was a lot of references in it. And the animation, for the most part, looked really good, so I will have to compliment the animation. It wasn't the best animation, of course, it wasn't. But, I mean, so far from the series, I think this was the best episode when it comes into terms of animation. It didn't look so sloppy. There was a couple dirt faces, yes, but, I mean, it wasn't that bad. Because, honestly, I cannot wait for next week's episode, because it's going to be really freaking funny. Everybody, tell me your thoughts, honestly, about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What was your favorite moment? What was the best part you think in this episode that I had? Like, what was the best comedy part? What was your favorite segment? Did you like the ending over the beginning, or did you like the beginning over the ending? Let me know in the comments below. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.